Hello, I'm Catherine Maguire. Welcome to the Soul Alchemist Podcast. If you are on a journey of personal or spiritual growth, you are in the right place. Each week, it's my desire to share wisdom, inspiration, and practical tools with you to help you remember the very essence of who you are, your inner gold, and to be that fully, expansively, joyfully in the world. So thank you for coming along. Thank you for being with me today. When we start out in this journey, whether it's you want to call it a personal development journey or a soul journey or a spiritual journey, whatever you want to call it, we don't start out in this journey because everything's okay in our lives. That's the truth of it. We start out because we feel disconnected from our sense of self. We've had a trauma. Maybe we're struggling with depression or loneliness, but there's something going on. There's something going on. It's like, I'm not okay. I'm not okay in myself. I feel disconnected from me, or I feel like I'm living as a false version of me. This is not who I am. And it's costing us. It's costing us our time. It's costing us our energy. It's costing us our mental health, maybe our physical health. And sometimes it's costing us our money because we can put a lot of time and money into perpetuating our false self. Okay. And so we start on this journey, and really, this journey in its essence is a treasure hunt. It's an inner journey. We're journeying to the inner terrain of who we are, but it's a treasure hunt because we're going inwards to meet our shadows, meet our demons, meet those dragons, alchemize those dark, heavy, sticky parts of ourselves, and find our gold and integrate our gold and kind of reclaim it and be that in the world. So it's a treasure hunt and it's a spiral. It's not a linear journey because we're constantly spiraling into who we truly are. And some days, some weeks, some months, we have real senses of, oh, yeah, this is me. This is me. And then maybe we spiral out again and go, oh, I totally forgot who I am again. Or maybe another shadow or a demon or a dragon throws itself up. And you have to work with that and alchemize that and then reclaim that piece of gold. But it's this beautiful spiral, this beautiful treasure hunt that is a spiral journey, constantly taking us home to ourselves. And why do we do it? Because each time we do a loop of the spiral, life gets better. We feel more ourselves. That's why we do it. Otherwise, why would you bother? Because it's work and it can be challenging and it can be demanding. But one of the things that we're often walking towards, and one of the things that we have lost that we're trying to find on that treasure hunt is our magic. We all come into this earth as gorgeous, magical beings, gorgeous, magical souls. And for a variety of reasons, sometimes, in your home, life is hard. Maybe it's not safe to be that magical child. Maybe you need to strategize. Maybe you need to think, how do I keep myself safe? How do I keep my siblings safe? Maybe how do you keep your parents safe? So we start to strategize. We can't, being that magical child isn't gonna help you, you feel, all right? Sometimes we hold on to that magic. Sometimes we hold on to that magic, but then the outside world gives us, negative feedback, which is you're too sensitive, or you're away with the fairies, or you're for the birds, or you need to get with it, or you need to kind of, get rid of your imaginary friend, or you need to, grow up now, whatever it is. So there's different reasons we disconnect from our magic. Okay. And the thing is, if you are listening to this podcast, this is the Soul Alchemist Podcast. So alchemy is all about magic. It's all about inner work, the inner magic of reconnecting with the essence of who we are. So if you're listening to this podcast, you have magic. And magic is something you feel a connection to with. It means you have a strong magical child archetype, probably a strong magician archetype. But for some reason, that relationship has suffered. And I'm guessing you've been working towards reconnecting with it. And, I am blessed in my work to meet amazing, amazing women from all walks of life. And one of the things I see is that, and I've done this myself, which is we feel that magic, that magical part of us is too soft or not good enough or won't cut it in the grown up world. So we either park it or disconnect from it and we get serious. And when we get serious, we try to work harder. Okay, I'll work harder at being whatever it is. I'll work harder at being an accountant. I'll work harder at being an engineer. I'll work harder at being a musician. I'll work harder at being an artist. I'll work harder at my professional career, whatever it is. I'll work harder at being a mother. I'll work harder at being a daughter, whatever it is. When we lose a connection to the magic, we start to work hard and be serious and grown up and adult. And the thing is, that's never going to work. That's never going to work because all that working harder is built on a faulty foundation, which is the belief that it's either not safe to be magical or it's not good enough to be magical. And so this is on my mind because obviously we're coming up to Christmas. And Christmas is the time when, whether you like it or not, some people love Christmas, some people hate Christmas, but Christmas is the time where it's like everyone's allowed to believe in magic. It's the magical time of year, all right? Adults and children alike. And we can go to huge lengths to make magic, to create magic. Be it that we'll buy presents and buy lights and decorate houses and all those things. And there's nothing wrong with any of that. But a lot of the time we're doing it because the unlived part of us, the part of us who isn't connected to and living our own magic, finds to outsource it in the outside world. And as you've probably figured out, if you've done that in the past or you're doing it this year, that creates a huge amount of stress. And it also depletes your bank account because we try to buy the magic. So what I want you to, what I want to offer you today is something else. I want you, first of all, to pause and take a breath. And I want to ask you, for you, what is magic? What does magic actually mean? And what does it mean to be magical? So I'll tell you what it means to me in the hope that it might help you figure out what it means to you. And it's different for everyone, okay? But for me, magic is actually unexplainable. It's unexplainable. It's otherworldly. All right. So if you listen to the podcast, several weeks ago or a good few weeks ago now, I was talking about that time when that Aboriginal girl kind of manifested on the train and gave me the train ticket. That was magic. I can't explain it. It's beyond reason. It's beyond logic. The very fact that we are here today in this world is beyond logic. Scientists actually can't explain how we're here. Like the Big Bang Theory has so many holes in it at this stage. It's just a work of fiction. All right. So this whole universe, this whole earth that we live in is beyond explanation. We can try to explain it. Scientists have for years been trying to find the God particle, the particle that makes everything work, the foundation of all being. They can't. All right. But for me, so magic is that it defies logic. It's beyond beyond explanation. But it's also an energy that creates a sense of awe, a sense of wonder in my being. It's something that almost can kind of make me kind of catch my breath. All right. Magic is a sense of excitement to me. It feels fizzy. It feels alive. Magic to me is infectious. If you're in that space where you're feeling magical or someone else is feeling magical and alive and zesty, it's infectious. It's contagious. All right. So it's a lovely, alive, larger than life, inexplainable energy where there is wonder and there is awe. All right. And the interesting thing is, over the years, I've been very blessed to sit with some amazing medicine men and medicine women from different parts of the world, different cultures. Medicine men and medicine women who are very solid, very strong in their power, in their energy, but they all had this aura of magic about them. And one of the qualities they all shared was they're all hilarious. They all had fabulous senses of humor. They did serious work, but they didn't take it seriously. And that for me is magic. It's that lightness, that sprightness, almost that fairy energy. So I want you to think about what is magic for you? What is magic for you? And how might you be able to cultivate that magic, connect to that magic in your life without, as we're running to Christmas, driving yourself nuts, buying presents, doing all the things, spending all the money, but actually cultivate magic in your day-to-day life. So for me, if I want to connect with magic, I go out and look at the stars. Because when I look at that beautiful black velvet canopy of the sky at night with the stars in it. It takes my breath away. It just, makes me stop in awe and wonder. Or I go out and I sit in nature and I feel the hum and the buzz of nature around me and everything that nature is doing, from the trees moving, water and nutrients around under the soil to, taking in oxygen or taking in carbon dioxide and putting out oxygen and all the amazing things that happens in nature. Our bees taking pollen and making honey. That is gold, So I go out into nature. For some people, that might be music. There might be something in music that is otherworldly to you. It may be me reading a book, like a magical fiction book, like a Harry Potter or something else. But there's something there that connects you to the energy of magic. All right. And the thing is, the more we connect to the energy of magic, the more we can feel that vibration within ourselves. And here's the thing. We live in a magical world. But magic does not exist solely outside of you. Magic is in your being. You are magic. You are magical, not because you're doing anything magical, but by the very nature of your being. It is wired into the fabric of who you are. And that is some of the juiciest, most golden treasure you will ever find on this spiral journey home to yourself. To know that you are the magic. You are the magic. So my invitation to you, for always, but especially as we're moving towards Christmas, but my invitation to you is to pause for a moment and ask yourself, what is magic to me? How can I connect to it? But can I allow myself to believe that the magic exists inside me, that I am magical, and that you can be grown up and you can be a fully functioning adult and still magical. We don't have to be all serious in ourselves. In fact, seriousness makes us work harder and steals the joy, steals our magic. So how can you cultivate connecting to magic in your day-to-day life? But more importantly, can you allow yourself to believe that you are magical and the magic lives inside you? So my offering to you is this: as you go about your day and go about your week, I have a mantra for you. I am the magic. I am the magic. Say that with me and see how it feels in your body. I am the magic. And maybe when you say that, you feel resistance, and that's okay. It just shows you've got a little bit of work to do. Or maybe when you say it, you can feel that little fizzy energy start to kind of activate in your being. Go, ooh, yes, I am. Either way, it's all good. Either way, it's all good. So let's try it again. I am the magic. Or maybe that brings tears to your eyes as you remember that actually, yes, you are the magic. You were always the magic. You were always magical. And the thing is, you don't have to do anything with that. You don't have to work hard at being magical. You can be sitting in a coffee shop, drinking your cup of coffee, holding that magical energy inside you, and that resonates through you, vibrates through you, and out into the world. I know there are hard, horrible things going on in the world. I am fully aware of that. But, we're not going to solve them by fighting against them, raging against them, warring against wars. It's not going to work like that. But if we can come home to who we are, which are these magical beings, we raise the frequency, the vibration in ourselves, and that goes out into the world. That allows kind deeds to happen. It allows love to travel out from our frequency out into the space around us. It allows kindness to radiate through us. And when we sit comfortably and own our magic, possibility and new ideas and new things that our logical mind couldn't even come up with start to appear. Doors open where before there was only a wall. Things happen where there feels like nothing could, that's completely, a done deal. And you find, oh, look, possibility opened up there. Something changed, whether that's in a relationship, a way of being, your work, your life, or in our world. So my offering to you today is this. Are you ready? I, the magic. And if you want to go long for extra points, I am magic. I choose to believe I live in a magical world. I am the magic, and I choose to believe I live in a magical world. One more time. I am the magic, and I choose to believe I live in a magical world. This is my offering to you this week. And please like the podcast, share it, and more importantly, share it with someone who needs to remember that the magic lives inside them too. Wishing you a glorious, gorgeous, magical week. Let me know how you get on. So much love from my heart to yours.